Welcome into the inaugural Chatterbox Bearcats Big 12 Pick'em show. I chuckle as I say that because it's week 9 and this is our first time doing this. Hey, we took the picks last week. We didn't have a show. We're having a show this week. We're recapping last week, giving you some more picks this week. I am Nick Niehaus, joined by Eric Lilly. And we, as a crew, not a bad week. Zero losing weeks out of the 4 of us from last week's, I guess, inaugural pick'ems. And this week will be the inaugural show. Lily, week 9. We're just now doing this, but we got some good stuff to get out, right?
Yeah, Chuck, man, 5-1. We got a not what I was expecting from Chuck. He was all over the place. We different picks than everybody. He's a Big 12 expert. What more can I say?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? The NBA guy is a Big 12 expert. Well, Chuck, as you mentioned, he went 5-1. Eric, who I'm speaking to, 4-2. Me and Houdini 3-3. So, like I said, no losing weeks. We all somewhat know ball, and we're going to give it to you again. Do we have any games you want to talk about last week briefly before we get into this week's picks? I will start off with the Holy War, Utah BYU. I was the only one on Utah. I just thought that was a trap line. I was like, this makes no sense why Utah is -3.5 on the road in a rivalry game. And it burned me. And you guys all got the win, and I did not.
I honestly picked BYU because I wanted them to win. That was my analysis.
Okay.
No, actually, I watched the Utah-Texas Tech game a couple weeks ago. Something is off with Utah. Like, I thought they had a chance to win the conference before the season. If they would have beaten Utah last week, they would still be right there. They have 2 losses now. It's hard to see. But they just laid down in that Texas Tech game. And it was a home opener for the Big 12. Like, the environment was crazy. Not what you want to see if you're a Utah fan. And it immediately made me think we could win that game. And I know we're still a week away from that one, Niehaus, but they don't look invincible. Like,
no.
Dampier looks banged up. They can't pass the ball. I don't know. It obviously focused on Baylor right now, but fans, we're allowed to look ahead. And
yeah,
I feel better about that one than I did. We'll put it that way.
Well, you know who else isn't invincible? Texas Tech, as they lost on the road against Arizona State. That is one that I was all over Tech, even with Sam Levitt playing. That was a huge line change. And, that burned me as well. I'm just talking about my losses.
Yeah, you only had 3.
I only had 3. I had 3 wins.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
No, but you know what I was I had UCF minus, I think it was 7.5, and they smoked West Virginia. Smoked them. Is West Virginia on quit watch?
Yes. They are on Oklahoma State watch, and that's what I'm calling it. They stink.
Goodness.
Like, horrible.
Well,
and just real quick to Texas Tech. All week, I'm sure it's not just me. Maybe it is. But if you listen to national podcasts and follow these media accounts on Twitter, this past week was all like Texas Tech. They're going to run the table. They own the Big 12. Like, it's just they're on that next level. And I think they're good. Like, I think they're the best team in the Big 12 even after last week. But come on. Like, it just seems like there's an urge, like a want to find that top team and just be like, this is the one. And maybe it's 4 teams. I don't know. But it's kind of nice to see them get a little, slap in the face and see if they can respond, because they literally said they were benching their core, or they're planning for the playoff. Like, tweets about how it's almost like set in stone. Like, I don't think they're that great. They're really good, but they're talking about them like they're like prime Alabama here from a couple years ago.
Well, the conference game spread for this week for Texas Tech kind of suggests that they might be Alabama in the conference at least this week, because my goodness, the spread on the game for Texas Tech this week is absurd. Let's get into this week's games. We'll start off with the Bearcats. I got my little graphic that we made. We didn't have a graphic last week. That's kind of why we scrapped the video.
Look at
we'll
this.
start off with the Cincinnati game. And Chuck, what are you doing?
Chuck.
No love. No loyalty, I should say. I know he went 5-1.
I'm expecting him to pop in here, like jump in live.
I apologize to absolutely nobody. That's probably what he would say. So I was even saying, should we even put the Cincinnati game on the board? Because I feel like we were all going to have Cincinnati, and we joked on the midweek show that, like, I'll just take the over and I'll put that in the graphic. And then Chuck sends in Baylor. I wish he was on the show to have his reasoning, picking against our Cats. But you know what? Him picking Baylor kind of worries me. I mean, he's 5-1. The only thing I can point to is maybe he gets some regression, but that worries me that he's on Baylor. Homecoming, Cincinnati, obviously at home, -4. If they win by a field goal, I'm still happy.
I was about to say, Chuck knows we're going to win 34-31. That's what it is right there.
I guess
he just knows.
What are your thoughts? I mean, obviously, Bearcats fans, we're not going to have very many thoughts on this one other than go Cats.
It opened at 5.5, and I saw that 4 and didn't think much about it. Obviously, I'm going to pick UC almost every week, but seeing the movement, we're getting 4 here on our little game we're playing. I took it. I really think, like what you mentioned in the podcast yesterday about Baylor not really having a quarterback that can run, and then connecting the dots of, like, the last time this happened was Dylan Raiola. Just thinking about how bad Nebraska looked on offense. I'm leaning into that a little, and I really think we're going to put up a lot of points. So,
all right, well, yeah, -4. We're all over it. I can guarantee you, you will not see the other team's graphic in the Cincinnati game the rest of the season for me. All right, game 2, Kansas State at Kansas. It is -3 in favor of the Jayhawks. Chuck's against the grain again. Maybe this is our way to gain some ground on Chuck. We are all over Kansas -3. I just think they're the better team, Lilly. I think Jalen Daniels is pretty good. Kansas State, obviously a disappointing season, although they've shown some life recently, right? They're coming off a bye from what I can tell, and then they beat TCU by 13 the week before. So people might see how bad Kansas State has been and just immediately take the Jayhawks, but they're not rolling over.
This is something the Big 12 did well. Both teams have a bye. So they're both coming out of a bye into a rivalry game. It's what you want to see. You're getting the best of both teams. This was the hardest one for me. I almost went Kansas State because of what you said. Like, they barely lost to Baylor. They came out and dominated TCU. They seem like, despite their early season struggles, they seem to still be like focused and in it. And coming out of a bye, like, that might be the team that just comes out of here and wins out or something like that. So almost did it, but it's at Kansas, rowdy. And I think Kansas is good. So that's why I went with it.
So this next game, it is BYU at Iowa State. And I'm going to, spoil it a little bit. We're all over the same team. But probably not what you expect. It's Iowa State -3. Unranked Iowa State hosting number 11 BYU. The crew is all over Iowa State. All 4 of us picked the Cyclones. I have the same reasoning that I gave, and it lost for Utah at BYU. Is I can just see the idiot gambler opening up their app and seeing unranked Iowa State favored and getting plus money at BYU and putting BYU in every single parlay that they have because they're top 15. And then they'll complain when BYU loses. So I'm going against the public here. That's all this is. And I'm sure that might be the same reasoning for you guys, but I don't, Chuck and Houdini aren't on here to state their grace. So
Well,
Lily,
let's
you have the mic.
let's just make up their reasoning. Like we can just tell everybody that, Chuck likes Iowa State's logo. That's why he went with them. Houdini flipped a coin doing a magic trick.
I like their colors more than they do.
Yeah. But be careful. You don't want to get Larry Cyclone against you.
Yep.
But this reminds me of the UC Iowa State line, doesn't it? Kind of like Iowa State was ranked. But it's just a little weird because Iowa State's involved in both.
Yeah.
I'm just a little skeptical of BYU Niehaus. That's what it is. And, they had the big rivalry game. What do we call this? A letdown spot? Is that what we say?
Uh-huh.
And same with Baylor. Baylor TCU was a rivalry game last week. Now they're coming here. So that's why I went Iowa State. It's 3 points. Iowa State's out of a bye. They were banged up. So I feel like that week will help them a little. And they're well coached, good football team. I just, I think they'll win at home.
And also, BYU does have a freshman quarterback. Now, granted, they are 7-0 in top 15, so I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. But you look at the road games they've won at Arizona, at Colorado. Colorado's a great atmosphere. Arizona, I'm sure. We went to the Colorado game, the Cincinnati at Colorado game last year, I should say. And great atmosphere.
Beautiful.
Arizona, I'm sure, is a great atmosphere too. But I don't know. Iowa State, it's still a freshman on the road. So
it's going to be rowdy there too.
Yeah, give me the weird line, give me the home team, and I'm going to fade the freshman quarterback on the road. All right, next up, Oklahoma State at Texas Tech. I teased it earlier. Minus 38.5 in favor of Texas Tech. I think it's so absurd that I just took them. What? 38.5 in a conference game? That's got to be some sort of record. At least in the Big 12. Now, granted, you're probably looking at the SEC where it's Bama, Vandy. Now Vandy's good, but they haven't been. Maybe some other teams. But yeah, 38.5, that's crazy. So you are back in the Cowboys. Interesting.
That number, it's so high.
This was the hardest one for me. I wanted to take Oklahoma State with you because I can just sit back in my couch, start the game, and just have a 38-point lead and just watch it dwindle down, but hope it doesn't. That's what I was
like, at least for. I got 3 quarters here.
Yeah, like I got some time to, it's much worse. Everybody thinks like, oh, it's fun taking the favorite of this. It's not. It's way more fun taking the underdog because you got 38 points to work with. You're not having fun if you're a Texas Tech backer until the fourth quarter, unless they really do just come out and beat the brakes off them, which they might coming off a loss. So
if you put serious money on this on Tech, like you're in the first quarter, first play of the game, and something goes wrong, you're losing
it. Sweating. Any fumble, any pick six, which that won't happen. I mean, hey, look, Oklahoma State still has a wide receiver at quarterback.
Yeah, my logic was basically, they haven't laid down and Tech's backup might be playing, and that's about it. 38.5. If it was 37.5, I'd be on the other side. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Speaking of laying down, is West Virginia laying down? They are playing TCU. They're hosting TCU, and they are 15.5-point underdogs to the Horned Frogs. Didn't mean to rhyme there. Came out that way.
There we go.
We're all over the road team. We're all over them. I don't even know what to say. UCF smoked West Virginia. Obviously, it's not a good roster. I like Josh Hoover a lot. That's it for me.
Yeah. I actually initially had West Virginia as my instant reaction here. Hopefully my audio is working. But
yeah, you're good.
I clicked on the West Virginia UCF box score and the play-by-play, and I can't do it. They're horrible. I knew they were horrible going into this clicking of the box score situation, but they scored their second touchdown as the game ended. So it was 45-6.
Yeah. It was a blowout.
They're 7, whatever. And they're done. They're on their fourth quarterback. They're on their fourth running back. I do the injury stuff for West Virginia. It's a disaster. They didn't have much talent to begin with. And I know it's at West Virginia, but like TCU's got a lot to play for. So TCU.
All over the Horned Frogs. A lot of agreement this week. All right, Arizona State, Houston. I believe that says 7.5, but something's blocking it on my screen. Am I right, Lilly?
Yep.
7.5 at home for Arizona State as they are the favorite. Houdini is on the Cougs. A lot of agreement this week, as I just said. Not a lot of ground. Me and Hudson, we're lockstep both weeks. Both 3-3. We have the same.
This is your only different pick.
This is our only different pick. I got nothing to say other than Arizona State, just beat Texas Tech. I know, like, Connor Wegman's had a good year for Houston, but I don't know. Look, if you're coming here for analytics, you're coming to the wrong place, especially with me. I mean, Lilly comes with the statistics.
I try to focus on UC, so but this one, Arizona State's wide receiver, their star wide receiver, is out. Jordan Tyson. He will be probably wide receiver 1 in the draft next year. Stud. I think they don't need him. I think Houston has overachieved and they shouldn't have won last week. And it just bums me out that they have this perception of having really good seasons so far. So I'm not super high on Arizona State either, but I just think they're way better, way more motivated at home. And I actually think Houston's not going to score much. So that's what I'm going with.
Love it. All right, last game that we're talking about, it is Colorado and Utah. Minus 13.5 for the Utes. I'm the only one on Utah. Lilly, Hudson, and Chuck all over Colorado. This is one that I think just bounce back spot. I think they're going to take their frustration out on a mediocre Colorado team. I like Utah. I thought this a lot of points, which kind of made me want to take him even more, as crazy as that sounds.
This one was tough for me because when I saw the line on Monday, and this is a little sicko, I promise to the listeners that I'm not a degenerate gambler and I'm not betting that much. But when I saw the line at 14.5, I bet it immediately to Colorado because of like Dampier injury stuff. I actually think Colorado's a little better than people think. And I think Utah's a little worse than people think. So I jumped on 14.5 on Monday. And when we were prompted with these lines for Chatterbox, it's 13.5, which is way different than 14.5. But I was like, you know what? I'm sticking with my guys, picking Colorado. I don't feel great about it. I just think, and I'm the biggest Colorado hater there is. Don't get me started on them, but something feels weird about Utah. So I picked Colorado. They're out of a bye. They were banged up. Same as Iowa State, out of a bye, banged up. Maybe they come out healthy and motivated.
No, I'm going to roast myself. If you can see a trend with my picks right now, I took every single favorite. I didn't even realize I was doing it. And then I made the graphic and I looked at the graphic and I'm like, oh my God, I took every freaking favorite. But I already put the work in on the graphic and I'm like, I'm not changing it. I can't change it now. I already worked on this. I already exported it. I already uploaded it to the show. So I guess that's what we're rolling with. But hey, I went 3-3 last week. That's not awful. And I've been hot in the NBA, Lilly. So first 2 nights of the NBA, I've been red hot. I've hit like I hit a plus like 2,000. I hit 2 plus 800s. We're hot, Lily.
We're back.
Hot. We're back. We are so back. The bankroll's feeling good, so I'm going to take every single 7 of these games. But that's it. Any final thoughts for this slate before we go?
I'm not trying to jinx you or impending doom or anything like that. I just want to say, when I went to Vegas for March Madness the first time and made bets for March Madness about 10 years ago, this is the Troika Payne versus Purdue game, like that year. My first time legally gambling. I go in there and I'm betting on the favorites. I went 0-12.
Oh, no.
For the first round of March Madness. And I was going for the favorite, And this is what it feels like. I think you might be heading towards that this weekend, except the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Don't do it to me.
I think we win by 14.
Oh, wow. Okay. How about that? Now, you know what? I just want to break even for this week. You don't have to tail my picks. Chuck went 5-1, man. He knows what he's talking about.
Tail Chuck.
Tail Chuck. Hey, regression is due for Chuck, right? No, I'm kidding. Well, let's see if we can catch up to him for the rest of the regular season. We will have the recap next week. We'll have post-game show if you are Cincinnati fans for the Baylor game on Saturday. For that, that's Chatterbox Bearcats. See you guys.